Are you preparing for that time after childbirth and just thinking about endless baby diapers? Well, then there's something else that you really need to prepare yourself with. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Hygiene and You, where I talk about sustainable period products and women's health. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about period products you must have for postpartum periods. These are going to be the heaviest and longest period of your life, so it's good to be stocked and be prepared on how to handle that heavy period. The first 3 to 10 days are going to be your heaviest, and then the following 2 to 6 weeks will be your moderate to heavy period, something which you are used to. But still, it's going to be continuous 6 weeks, so it is a lot to handle, so be prepared. Just after delivery, whether it's C-section or natural, you are going to get a very heavy period and the body is going to be very weak at this time. So you must take care and get the right products for yourself. Since your body will be easily prone to infection at this time, please stay away from any internal products like a menstrual cup or a tampon as well. What I highly recommend is reusable cloth pads or even reusable period underwear, because they are made of fabrics that are soft and comfortable, non-abrasive, unlike the disposable sanitary napkins that you get in the market that are full of toxic chemicals and gels. They are not good for the environment, they are definitely not good for your health, and especially at this delicate time of your life. So please stay away from all the chemical loaded disposable sanitary napkins and go for reusable cloth pads or period underwear. The upfront cost of reusable cloth pads or period underwear might seem to be a lot, but the fact that you can reuse them, so if you've just bought 10 to 12 pads and 3-4 period underwears, you can reuse them for the entire 6 weeks and of course for the rest of your life for your regular period also. And if you compare that cost with the amount of disposables you will have to buy, because trust me, you will have to buy a lot of them in that heavy period, that will turn out to be actually more expensive. So do the maths and go for the right product, which is good for your pocket, good for the environment, and good for your health. How to select the right cloth pad, because there are a lot of options these days. Firstly, you can make your own cloth pads also based on your need. Just get a nice soft fabric and make one for yourself. But these days there are much more advanced cloth pads available that are using correct fabrics for this purpose, that will absorb a lot more, and they also have a leak proof layer. So I will highly recommend going for a good trusted brand of cloth pads. And while selecting the right pad, there are 4 things you should keep in mind. One, the length of the pad, because it's very heavy period, so you will need a long pad. Also, they will give you a good coverage, especially when you're lying down. And secondly is the thickness of the pad. Again, for heavy bleeding, you will need a thicker pad, and also they'll be more comfortable and cushioning. So if you have stitches down there or any rashes, these cloth pads, thick cloth pads, will be very helpful. Third thing you should keep in mind is that the fabric used, especially the top layer. The top layer of the cloth pad sometimes, depending on what kind of cotton was used, can become rough after a few uses. So go for a cloth pad that has a top layer which is made of very soft fabric. Especially my favorite fabric for this purpose is actually the pads made with cotton jersey material, something like the t-shirt material. They are very soft and comfortable. So something like this I have, it's made with this cotton jersey material. It's super soft and comfortable. And the fourth thing I would like you to keep in mind is that the top layer of the pad, it does not have a lot of stitching. Some pads have some fancy stitch patterns that look pretty, but at this time I'll tell you to stay away from those pretty patterns, because that might be a little irritating or itchy on the skin. So go for pads that have minimum stitching on top layer and have a soft fabric. In the postpartum bleeding, or even in your regular periods, there are times when you feel a sudden gush of flow, just blood oozing out, and that usually happens when you change position suddenly, or you were lying down and you just woke up, you got up, you stood up, or you did some physical exercise, you were bending. So any such change in position or a sudden movement sometimes leads to a sudden oozing of blood, and that can really cause some embarrassing stains on your clothes. To avoid that, please use my favorite period product, which is the labia pad. They come in 2 sizes, but again, for postpartum bleeding, I'll definitely recommend the bigger size. I have previously done a video on what is a labia pad, how to use it. I'll link it over here, so please do watch it. And Please, I can't insist enough. These are the most amazing period product every woman should use during heavy flow. It's this tiny little thing. You just need to place it at the labia. You don't have to insert it. And it really takes care of all your heavy gushes and the clots. You will never ever face any embarrassing leak with any period product. You can use it with other products also, with your disposable pads or with a period underwear or even with a menstrual cup. Not at this time because you're not going to use menstrual cups for postpartum bleeding, but later on in life, if you're using menstrual cups, these can be used and they have to be used with any other period product, but they take care of any embarrassing leaks. You will never get stains if you're using a labia pad. Another option that you have to use is a period underwear. They are like this, and inside they have a layer of fabric and a leak proof layer also. So it's similar to a cloth pad, it's just that it's all sewn in together in underwear, so cloth pads sometimes tend to move. You will never face that problem with a period underwear. However, in your postpartum bleeding, especially the first 1 to 2 weeks when the bleeding is very heavy, only wearing this is not going to help. So you will have to wear this with they come with extra inserts. You can wear this with the insert that comes with it, wear it with that, or wear it with the other cloth pad you have, and with labia pads. So you can decide what combination works for you best. On my heavy days, I actually wear all three of them together, the period underwear with its insert and the labia pad. And I keep changing my labia pads frequently. So you can figure out your own combination, what works best for you and what is more comfortable for you depending on your preference and also on your flow. You must be wondering how many cloth pads do you need? What I will recommend is if you want to use period underwear, then have at least 2 to 4 period underwears. And if you don't want that, then just maybe increase the quantity of cloth pads you'll be using. And what you can do is you will probably need around, for cloth pads, you will probably need around 8 to 10 XL size pads to cover your first 2 weeks of the flow, which is, I'll show you a sample here. That is the XL size pad. So you can see how big that is. And then I'll recommend maybe around 4 to 5 large size pad. So if you want to see the size difference, they're a little smaller, 4 to 5 of these. And then another 4 or 5 pads of the medium size, which is here. And these pads, the medium and large size and even the XL, you can use later on in life also during your heavy period flow or nighttime use. And medium pads you'll definitely need for a regular period also. Towards the end of the postpartum bleeding, which is your last maybe 1 or 2 weeks of bleeding, the bleeding will be very less. So you can go for cloth panty liners also, which is the extra small size pad. So if you see the comparison of the size, you can see all of them. This is extra small, this is medium, this is large, and this is XL. So what I would recommend, 2 to 4 period underwear, 8 to 10 XL size pads, 4 to 5 large pads, 4 to 5 medium size pads, and maybe 5 6 small extra small size pads or the cloth panty liners you can call them. And of course, please don't forget the star product. Do get at least 6 to 9 of these labia pads, and trust me, if you buy this, you will come back to this video to thank me. Anyone who's bought this on my recommendation has thanked me how helpful these are in your heavy flow. So please don't forget this. Labia pads, at least 6 of them. The last and the dreaded question: who is going to do all the washings? You are already going to be in so much pain with your postpartum time. So, well, it's not as bad as you think it might be. It's you just need a little bucket, get a small bucket in your bathroom, fill it with water and some detergent, and keep throwing your used pads into that. So every 12 hours you will need to replace the water. So in the morning, make a fresh bucket, put all the pads, keep adding them throughout the day. And after 12 hours, take out all the pads that are in there already. And you will see that all the blood has just come out in the bucket. So now these pads, you can just keep them. You can wash them right now if you want to. You can keep them aside and you can just wash them next with your other clothes, because all the blood is now out. You can just chuck them in the washing machine, or you can hand wash them, whatever suits you, and you can keep it for 1 or 2 days, collect your pads from 2 3 days and wash them all together as well. Whatever suits you, it's really no big deal. And the only thing you need to do is change the water in the bucket every 12 hours. So in the morning and then at night, just keep replacing and take out the pads and keep them, wash them as per your convenience by machine or by hand. So I hope this video was helpful and I was able to encourage you to use reusable products that are healthier for you and better for the environment and your pocket during your postpartum period. So please do give them a thought, give it a try, and you will love them. And if you have any questions, please do comment below. I will definitely get back to you. Thank you.